Hello guys and welcome back to TNT Madness. Today I'm going to be showing you an extremely long range hybrid cannon. So this thing is absolutely overkill, it's absolutely huge, and it's just mental how far this thing can shoot. So you guys have been requesting a lot of cannons lately, one-shot cannons, mini lean archer, giant sand stacker, and the pretty much in a long range hybrid cannon. So I am working on those cannons. It's just really hard to get them working in 1.8.8, which in my opinion is the hardest Minecraft update to work them in. The 1.7 was my easiest. But anyway, this thing is absolutely mental. So today we're going to be looking at this, and it does exactly what a normal hybrid cannon does, except in a much larger scale. So it does blow up a water wall, except this time it has a lot more TNT, so it blows up everything around it, and if you are firing at something, you're likely going to blow up what's through it as well. So also, this has got an absolute huge amount of dispensers. It's got 6x6 on each side, so that's 72 dispensers, and that's all going to be used as propellant. And since you got the dispensers at the back, it's going to then propel the TNT forward, and this just makes it propel TNT absolutely everywhere. And the great thing about this is it's deadly accurate. It's going to stay in that 1 block radius. But the great thing about this is if you're 1 block, like on the straight line, the same height of the way the cannon is, it can shoot over 100 blocks. If you're 2 blocks below, it can shoot it over 250 blocks while still hybriding, and over 500 if you're 10 blocks. So that is absolutely mental. The actual cannon itself can shoot over 1,000 blocks, but it can only, its hybrid range is a little bit shorter, which is unfortunate. But 500 blocks, that is over 32 chunks. If you even need to shoot further than that, then you're just mental. But the only reason for really this cannon existing is some people like to have like 250 power and just claim like 15 chunks of land, and then they just think they're all great because no one can touch them. And they just have pitiful defenses. They might have a simple water wall, but you're going to put a stop to that, because you can fire this thing everywhere and they're never going to stop you. So anyway, let's take a look at this thing in action. So what we have here is just a simple water wall. Everything is obsidian except these slabs here, which is the only thing we really want to blow up anyway. And as you can see, I have an absolutely long line, which is a couple of 100 blocks wide, and specifically here it is 250 blocks away from the cannon. And you can only make it so long before you get sick of it. I'll probably use World Ed or something in a later video. But here's our water wall anyway, and unfortunately I just started with that so you could see proof, but this thing is super long and way above our render distance, and I'm speed flying, so you know it's far away. And we just have got these obsidian and slab to putting in perspective, and as you can see it's 3 blocks below. But if we come around the back here and press this button, this TNT is going to fire, a huge amount of TNT there's going to fire, and then some TNT down here is going to fire. And unfortunately, I didn't go all the way up here to see it explode, but we're going to see that it's left its damage anyway. As you can see, it has blown up this wall here, which is fantastic. And I'm actually going to try now and get a clip where we can actually see it explode. Now I'm going to press the button and see if I can get there in time. Probably won't because it's quite far away, but as you can see, these are just flying. And there goes the TNT, so let's hope they get there in time. And as you can see, I didn't quite get there in time, but as you can see, the water's flowing down, and it destroyed it, and it destroyed this block over here too, which is pretty phenomenal. But as you can see, this thing has some serious range, and it can just absolutely obliterate. So one note before I get into the redstone is this works slightly better on 1.8.8, especially with the fence mechanic, because in other versions 1.8 you can use slabs in that completely fine, but it decreases the range by about 20 blocks. But I try to make every cannon I can in the latest, or optimize in the latest version, because that's what 99% of people will be using. Unless you're in 1.7, then good on you, you're smarter than the rest of us. But anyway, let's get on with the redstone. So anyway, on to the redstone. Think of this as like an upscaled hybrid compressed cannon. So if you think that's complex, then this is going to be just mind-boggling to you, but it's actually not that complex compared to like a linear ad archer cannon. But anyway, what we have is we've got redstone activating these 6 dispensers at the back here, and then we've got a redstone torch that will be deactivated, and then all of these redstone torches will be activated, and this is just mirrored on this side, and that will give us a 2-tick delay because it takes 1 tick for these torches to turn off and those to turn on, and that will allow us to activate all these dispensers. So what this allows us to do is to create pretty much our compressor like cannon propellant thing. I just like to call it the compressor propellant because that's pretty much what it does. It compresses all of the TNT into one point. So what it does is these will fire down and these will fire before this, but just as these are about to fire 2 ticks before, it'll push all the TNT up to this block here, and then that from all the TNT that's down here, and it'll go up to this point. So pretty much you just had the TNT right beside, or your propellant right beside your actual TNT and your sand, and thanks to it being one block beside it, you can just fire absolutely long distances. And also, if you're wondering why we need so many dispensers, TNT works like brute force, because the more you have of it, the more powerful it's going to be. It's pretty much that simple. There's a few different things that you need, like here, the fact that we can have this so close to it increases the range exponentially. If you just added more dispensers and didn't have this, then it wouldn't be that effective, but this makes it really effective. So this in theory means if you add more dispensers, it's going to make it further, but that, honestly, in my perspective, this is mental enough as it is, and you probably don't even need 6 high, you could probably do a 4 high. But this is extremely long range. So anyway, after that, the redstone signal then goes down here 2 ticks after, because this turns off and this one turns on, and this one is a slab because that way it can staircase up through the slab effect. So what happens after here is it goes into a comparator clock, a 1 tick comparator clock, which just pulses every tick, which will activate these 3 dispensers here over and over and over like 10 times, so that way you get 30 TNT, 30, 40 TNT that can fire off there, creating a huge explosion. And a really neat thing I've done here is instead of bringing a whole nother line of redstone all the way over here just to activate the piston, because it needs a slightly long delay, I just brought it down here before it hit the comparator, and then it goes all the way around back here and channels up here. So that's a very simple thing, but it works really well because it makes it smaller and much more resource efficient. So what happens after that is this pretty much just gets pushed down just before that fires, so this will get pushed down and then will fire. And there's a few weird mechanics with this sand. You can actually increase the range by taking this to 4, but then it's less accurate because the sand is getting fired from this block up here, while the TNT is getting fired from down here. So this gets fired at a higher block, which is fine, but if you're firing at shorter ranges and you need to hit a very precise block, then this will hit 1 block higher before it actually falls, which can be an issue for some people. So the way you fix that is you just bring this down to 2 or 3. 2 is the lowest you can bring it to, which is the same height as the TNT, but then it gives it even less range because TNT can fly further than sand. So that's a very simple thing, is if you just want to extend the range, just extend this notch, and if you want to make it more precise, which is in the same spot, accuracy and precision is 2 completely different things actually. So yeah. So that's that. So this is going to be a long video as it is, so let's get on with the tutorial. So now onto the tutorial. So what you're going to need is a 7x12 area with this glass representing where there are no blocks at all. So if you need some free space for some reason, there's some free space, except they are in very odd places like there and there. But anyway, what you're going to need is some blocks, 81 dispensers, astoundingly an exact stack of 64 redstone, 10 redstone repeaters, 39 redstone torches, a piston, a water source block, a stone pressure plate, has to be stone or else it powers everything else, a fence of any kind, some sand, and a wooden button. You can use a stone button, but you just won't have as much actual TNT firing out the front because it's based on how long it's on, and this is on 15 ticks while stone one's on for 10 ticks. Also, you're going to need some slabs, extremely important. So what we're going to do to start with is place our dispensers at the back like so, 2 high just so it has a little bit more power to actually push it on the back. Then you want to place a block here and a block here, and then you can place your redstone along here, and you can place your button here, which I like to do, or you can place it down the side like so. Now we're going to be building one side because you can mirror the other side on the other side, or at least for the dispensers. So what you want to do to start with is create a 6 high block of dispensers. There's also 6 long, so as you can see this is now 5 long, so now that's 6 long, and that takes up most of the depth. And then you just want to make it 6 high like so, and after that you can then move on to the next bit. So now what you want to do is place 2 blocks here, and it should look something like this. But now what you want to do is grab your redstone torches, place one on the side there, then you want to place a block here with redstone here with another redstone torch, which will be under here for later on. This bit here is actually not mirrored, so keep an eye on that. And for this side only, you're going to want to have a slab here. But then apart from that, we're going to then actually slab up onwards. So what I like to do is place a block on like top like so. This is personally just how I create it because it's so annoying to actually place upside down half slabs, and you just want to do this till you get to the height of that. And then you want to get solid blocks and run them all the way along till the end dispenser on each of the slabs facing on the outside, so the ones that are closest to you. And then on all of these, you just then want to place redstone on all of them, so that way it can power every single block. And then after this, all the redstone should then be powered, and now all you want to do is then place redstone torches on each of these full blocks, like so that way you can power or depower at this point every dispenser. Very important thing also, do not put your TNT into last, or you are going to be a really sad panda. So all you want to do now is mirror this on the other side. So anyway, it should look something like this. Make sure you don't have a redstone torch here, it's just not needed. It's fine on the other side. But anyway, it should look like this now, and now we're going to build the front. So the first thing you want to do is, what I like to do is I like to just add some blocks on the side here, and even cover the top if you want. It is just so that way you have got enough height here that it conceals the block so the TNT doesn't fly out the side for some reason. It's especially apparent up the front because if they fly out too far then they'll land on the fence post, which is not fun. So what you want to do now is just clear out a space here, you don't really need it, and then place your pressure plate there with a fence underneath. Then what we're going to do is just cover up these blocks here, and then after that we are then going to be placing our dispensers here, here, and here. After that you can then place down the blocks around it like so, and then we can go ahead and place a block underneath here and a block here because our piston's going to be here. If we had our hybrid thing here, then the sand would go on here and it wouldn't fall, which we need it to be a falling sand entity, so that's why it's one block higher, which isn't really an issue. So what we want to do now is place a temporary block around the back there and a piston in there, and then you just want to leave this open so you can then grab your sand and then fill it up all the way up the top like so. So now what we're going to be doing is building the comparator clock and hooking it up to the piston. So you want to place a piece of redstone here, and then you want to place redstone repeaters all the way up till the end of the dispenser. So once you hit the end of the dispenser here, you then want to stop, place a block, and then you want to go on the other side and grab a comparator, which I forgot, which I am a huge noob, which is not fun. Anyway, what you want to do is place down a comparator, right click it, then place redstone here and here with a block up here like so, and then you can just destroy this block, destroy the block underneath like so, and place your redstone there because we're going to be taking output out of there later on. But anyway, now what you want to do is go ahead and grab your slabs again, and you want to place an upside down half slab here, or else it'll cut out the redstone like so, and then you can just go ahead and place it along here, and you want to bring it up here. Also, if you're wondering why I don't just make it really short, it's because you need to have it at least 3 redstone away from the comparator, or it won't take the 1 tick pulse. That's also why it's 3 blocks around the side here, which is also what allows it to work. So after that, we are then going to take a signal under the bottom here. So what you want to do is place a block here, destroy that one, place another block here, destroy them, and then place another block here, destroy that one, and then you can just create some scaffolding, and it should end up something like this. Then what we're going to be doing from there is placing an upside down half slab here, and then another one along the top here, and then you can place a full block on there. So you want to place redstone going all the way down to here, and then we just want to get our repeaters out and spam redstone repeaters until they connect up to what we have. So what you want to do now is connect it up to here. Personally, what I like to have it on is 3 ticks because that's in between, and if I need to change it I can easily do that. So anyway, now you're completely finished, so congratulations, have fun raiding and destroying and ruining everyone's lives. Well, that didn't sound right. But anyway, hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please leave a like. And anyway, hope you guys did enjoy it anyway. But goodbye from TNT Madness.